A very good morning. Firstly, thank you very much for to IMR for giving me this opportunity. I think it's a very interesting question. Of all the sectors that probably were impacted with pandemic, aviation has to top the list. The most impacted sector because barely any flight in the skies, and that obviously have a cascading effects downwards with the OEMs that are manufacturing these aircrafts. So what happened? The earlier Aero India, there was a lot of buzz. When we wanted to participate in this Aero India, we were actually thinking twice whether we would see that kind of a buzz or not. But I think the excitement is palpable. People are wanting to come back to be taking part in Aero India, and it's a great news. We have met a lot of customers in 2021, and the best thing of this Aero India is the way we started this year from Indian defense standpoint, with our Honorable Raksha Mantri announcing one of the biggest projects for indigenization, which probably will have a great impact on the entire Indian A&D ecosystem. So coming to the point as to what are the sectors that we have to focus, I think the civil aerospace will take some more time to recover globally. So we see a trend of industry consolidation there. However, defense and space are the two sectors to watch out for. With a lot of government push, government investments that we are going to see, which is already visible, which there is an evidence for that with the great announcements that have come in the first week of January itself. Last year, pandemic pushed people to homes, and there is no way that they could have worked without having an access to the digital technologies. So that's where we play a role. As you can see behind, break the barriers of innovation is what we call it. So if you have to break the barriers of innovation, you have to have the digital technologies as a tool, as a chisel to sculpt your sculpture, right? That's what we say. So, and the importance of these digital technologies is brought forward by this pandemic because people had to be locked up in their respective homes, and they need to continue with the work, and that's why we have seen a plethora of digital tools coming forward. What we do, I know maybe there are many digital collaboration tools. What we offer is a digital collaboration for enterprises that design, develop, produce, manufacture, deliver, service aircrafts and defense systems. So 2021 is a revelation for us as a company, and we see a great potential because of this digitalization push. That's one positive outcome of this pandemic, because it has taken this to the grassroots level of aerospace and defense ecosystem. And I believe this momentum will continue further. Probably we'll see more and more people coming on board and embracing these digital technologies. So obviously, owing to the confidentiality reasons, I might not be able to quote the programs that we are associated with or the organizations that we are associated with. But in summary, we are working with most of the DPSUs and most of the DRDOs who are leveraging our technology across their entire value chain of the product development, starting from designs to validation and to manufacturing. So in short, I think our technologies have been in use in these enterprises for quite many years. Last 2 years, what we are seeing is the technology's prevalence or the ability to take these technologies to the grassroots level, as I said, which is MSMEs, and that's where we're working with some of the defense corridors, collaborating with the governments that have these defense corridors, and we are discussing with them as to how we can take these technologies, which are generally accessible by the big OEMs and the tier 1 suppliers. How can we take them to the grassroots level? How can we provide the access to these technologies to the small companies who might not have the wherewithal to invest in it? So that's where we are collaborating with the governments like the ones like Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, who have the defense corridors, and working with them to create a hosted infrastructure model so that they can get access to these technologies. And that will have the real transformation. Whatever we're talking about, the manufacturing transformation, so far it stayed with the cream of the defense ecosystem. With these initiatives that have been launched by the government and the defense corridors, we are betting a lot and hoping that this will now cascade downwards to the MSMEs, and probably we'll see a very digitally enabled, digitally thriving aerospace and Indian aerospace and defense ecosystem. So Make in India is an initiative that we have launched almost 6 years ago. I think it has taken a good shape. Obviously, any initiative, any policy initiative by government, it will take some time to percolate downwards, which is a generic process. But I think with the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan that government has initiated, there is a lot of push for indigenization. And what it means is more business to the local organizations, MSMEs, and they will start now getting a business which is otherwise cyclical in nature. And with this push, probably they'll get more and more business. More and more business will help them to invest and access more and more technologies. So it's a catch-22 situation. They need money to invest, and for that they need orders, and that's what we are in today. We are at the inflection point as we see many orders that are being given by government to aerospace and defense industry. We are very confident that it will go down to the MSME levels, and we see this Make in India taking real shape in the next 3 to 4 years. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think Aero India 2021, I have some snippets to share. We have been very fortunate to have none other than Honorable Raksha Mantri inaugurate our booth. We are very privileged, honored to have him here to inaugurate our booth. And subsequently, we had an opportunity to interact with Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Yediyurappa ji, where we discussed with him on the progress that we are making with the Center of Excellence that we have established with Government of Karnataka. The idea is how we can skill these young engineers and create the employability aspect for the state government of Karnataka so that they can get more and more foreign investments. Also create that employability as a unique selling point for the state to get more and more investors to India on Karnataka. Thank you very much.